Hi, my name is Megan Brown, and I am the Curriculum Specialist for STEAM in the Anaheim Elementary School District. Today we are going to be discussing the application Seesaw and how your child can access it both in the classroom and also at home through this digital environment. You may be wondering why we use the program Seesaw in the Anaheim Elementary School District. Seesaw is an application that allows for your student to access different materials that your child's teacher sends to them. In addition to this, your student can connect with their teacher as well as their classroom peers in a variety of different ways. One of the benefits that Seesaw has is that students can demonstrate their learning in many different ways. In addition to this, you, as a family member, can connect with your child so that you can look at assignments that your student has access to, as well as any work your child has completed. Today in our time together, we are going to cover the following content. We are going to discuss how your student can log in successfully to the application Seesaw. We are going to always start at the student portal and log in and find the Seesaw icon. Whenever possible, we always like to log in or sign in with Google. We will then look at how your child can toggle back and forth between different classes that they might be enrolled in, locate activities that have been assigned to them. Notice the different categorization from to do, in progress, and done. And we will also go over using the variety of tools, such as the pen, the text box, the microphone and camera, and lastly, the video. To start, our students always begin at the student portal for the Anaheim Elementary School District. Your child will log in using their assigned email address, which always begins with a 2-digit number, followed by the first letter of their first name, their entire last name, and the ending at @myACSD.us. The password that your student needs to use to log into the portal is the exact same one that they use when they log in on the Chromebook. Filling out the email and the password field is most of the work that is required to log in on the portal. Lastly, we agree to the guidelines and safety information and select Login. When your student opens the student portal and logs in successfully, they will see a variety of different applications waiting for them. Scrolling down to the bottom of this page will show different resources in different ways that your student can connect. What we are going to look for today is the icon for Seesaw. The icon for Seesaw looks similar to a butterfly. Some people say a bow tie or maybe even a flower, but it has the word Seesaw written underneath it. This will bring you to Seesaw's website where your student is going to select Sign in with Google. There is not a code necessary for your student to be able to log in and connect with their teacher. We always want to make everything as easy as possible for our students, and logging in with Google will not only keep their account safe, but it will make it seamless for them to connect with their work and their teacher as well as their peers. If your child is enrolled in multiple classes, you will be able to toggle back and forth between the different classes that your student has access to. This will allow for children to have their regular homeroom teacher, as well as extra services that they might receive, and will be able to access content sent to them from various teachers, as they would in the brick and mortar classroom if we were on campus. The red icon is always going to be your notification that there is something waiting for you and your students to work on. We will be going into this in just a moment as we explore Seesaw together. Activities are different assignments that your child's teacher can send to your student to complete. They are classified as either to do, indicating that they have not yet begun that assignment, in progress, meaning they've started the work but have not finished it yet, and lastly, done. What this means is that you will be able to see the work that your students have been assigned, what they've started, as well as what they've completed from year to year. Using the Seesaw tools, there are many different ways that your child can interact with their learning. They can use text boxes to type. They can draw and record using the microphone that is built into the student's Chromebook. They can take pictures upload video as well, and use different elements such as shapes and background images as well as linking objects. Students have a variety of different pens to use, such as a highlighting tool, regular pens, pencils, and even the ability to move objects around with the hand tools. In the top corner, what we will be going over in a little bit is the idea that students have the ability to mark something as a draft. What this means is that your student can pause their work and they can work on it later if they need a brain break or an opportunity to go stretch. Lastly, your student has the ability to turn in their work, sending it to their teacher, indicating that they have finished their learning and that they have interacted with the activity to their completion. So now what we are going to do is we are going to go live into the Seesaw website so that we can explore these tools together. When you click on the Seesaw icon on the student portal, you will be met with a screen. The screen asks for 3 choices if your student is a teacher, a student, or a family member. Remember, this is your student logging in, not yourself as the parent when we are going over these steps together. So what your child will do is look for the button that has the student emojis and select I am a student. In previous years, we needed a code to join Seesaw, but we no longer need to complete this step. At the top of the screen, we will find the rainbow letter G that says sign in with Google. This is what your student is going to click on. There is no need to fill out the email, password, or text code. All they need to do is click on sign in with Google and verify their email account by clicking on it, and they will be automatically connected with their teacher and the different classes that they might be enrolled in. Now, I mentioned before that your child might have different classes that they have access to. If for some reason you see that your child is trying to access material from a different class than appears in the top right-hand corner, what they can do is go find their name up in the left top corner of the screen and click on it, and you will see every single class that your child is enrolled in. You will be able to click on the different classrooms to jump back and forth in order to access the content that is assigned to them. On the right-hand side of the screen, you will see a red notification bubble that tells you that there are activities or assignments waiting for you. When you click on this, you see the 3 classifications that I was referring to earlier. We have our to-do list, meaning these are activities or assignments waiting for your child to engage with. In progress, meaning something that your student has started but not yet finished or submitted to their teacher. And lastly, the done icon, which shows everything that has been turned in by your child. When your student sees activities that are waiting for them, they have the ability to work on them immediately or later and go at the speed that they're comfortable with. To do this, we will always find a green button that says Add Response. Clicking on the Add Response will allow for your student to engage with the learning and the different tools that your teacher has sent to you. For example, I'm going to find the second resource right here and click Add Response. When I do this, you'll notice that I have my own copy of the activity that the teacher has sent. The directions are there. I have my different tools on the side and the bottoms of my computer screen, and I'm able to interact with my learning. This particular activity asks me to highlight different words. In order to do that, I'm going to go to the bottom of my toolbar and find the highlighter that I want to interact with. The first pen you'll see is a colored pencil, followed by a pen, which you can click on again to resize, a highlighter. There's also a glow pen and an eraser. When I click on my highlighter, I'm ready to go because all my teacher asked me to do was to highlight the words that end in AD. It's as easy as clicking and highlighting on top of the words. So now your student can work through this activity using the highlighter. Again, what you'll notice is that your teacher might use icons that are universal to help our students be successful. For example, this icon of a pen tells me that I should switch to my pen in order to write. So I'm going to go down to my toolbar and find my pen, where I can then write the following words written on the bottom of my page. It's as easy as clicking and dragging on your trackpad, or if you have a touchscreen, your student can use the touchscreen on their device. So already we have the ability to highlight, to draw using the pen, and lastly, we have the ability to either type a letter or move items around. This hand on the bottom of the screen is a way that your students can click to manipulate different resources. For example, this picture is trying to get our students to create the word dad using the ending AD that is already there. So the missing letter in this situation is a D. Rather than have our students write the letter D, the teacher wants your student to go up and find the letter D and drag it down to the empty line. So now your students have the ability to engage in their learning in a variety of different ways using the different tools embedded in Seesaw. What's also very powerful about Seesaw, as opposed to some other programs like Google products, is the fact that Seesaw has the ability to use the microphone. Now, the reason the microphone is so powerful for our students to use is because when our students are solving problems in the classroom, they're often able to explain their thinking using their words. Well, right now, especially because we are not in the classroom, we still want our students to be able to practice their verbal communication skills as well as their problem-solving techniques. Using the microphone that is embedded in Seesaw, your students can do just that, allowing for the teacher to hear their thought process, give them feedback, and maybe even correct any misconceptions that your child might have. Using the microphone is as easy as going over to the side and clicking on the microphone icon. When I do this, my computer is going to ask for permission to use the microphone. Once I allow it, you'll notice that the computer will only use the microphone when you turn it on. This does not mean it's recording constantly. So when I click allow, Seesaw will ask me to start recording my voice. You'll notice the red bar at the top of your screen indicates that recording is in progress and that I have 5 minutes to record. This will now allow me for the ability to read all of my words ending in AD and practice fluency for my teacher. All of this is using the tools directly in Seesaw. When I'm done, I can go to the top and select the Done button. On the left-hand side of the screen, I also have the ability to use the camera that is built into my Chromebook, as well as the letter T, which is my label or text box where I can add my own text boxes on the screen. One of the common hurdles I have heard from some teachers and from students is that the text box shows up too large. Resizing the text box is as easy as clicking on the little dot on the corner of the box and moving it in or out. This particular box does not have text, so I'm going to click on another box by selecting it with my hand tool. Let's see. And I can show you how it can go larger and smaller as if there were words in there. Now, when I am finished working and I want to turn in my work for my teacher, I'm going to go to the top right-hand corner of the screen where I will find the green check mark. The green check mark means that I am finished with my assignment and I'm ready to turn it in to my teacher. So if I am not finished with my activity, but I feel like I need to take a brain break or go and stretch, what I can do is I can go up and select the draft button in the top right-hand corner of the screen. What this does is it tells my teacher that I am not yet finished with my assignment, but I intend to return back later and keep working on it. When you click on the draft button, it will come up on your feed saying that you are not yet finished with this work. I can go back to my activities section, which always has the light bulb, and I can find all of my assignments that still need work. My assignments that are done will be at the bottom. But the ones that say in progress are going to be any assignment that I just indicated with that draft icon. You'll see that the AD word family that I was just working with is now listed there in the in progress or the to-do activities because it is not yet finished. If I am finished with it, it will show up in the done section. Now, after I've taken the time that I need to regroup and I want to continue working on this activity, it's as easy as going and clicking on the button that says Finish Response. Clicking on Finish Response will open it back up so that I can keep working and then eventually submit with a green check mark. Anytime I submit work, if I have a parent that is connected with my account, my parents will get a notification that tells you, the parent, that I have finished some work as the student and that you can preview it. What's really nice about Seesaw is that you have the ability as the parent to connect with your own child. That means you can give them feedback either by typing or using the microphone, so that when they log in on Seesaw the very next time, they will see some words of encouragement and feedback from you and or your child's teacher. What's nice about this also is you, the parent, can be connected to all of your children's accounts so that you can interact with as many children as you have that you want to follow on Seesaw, but also that you will only be seeing work for your own child and know that your child's work won't be being followed by another adult. So like I said, Seesaw is a great resource that we use in the classroom with our students in Anaheim Elementary School District. It has a variety of different tools that we can use to show our learning, especially highlighting our vocal skills using the microphone that is embedded in it, as well as using the camera and the drawing tools and pens. Your child's teacher may send out a variety of different work, or might send out one assignment that has many pages. The practices that different teachers take, it differs from class to class as it would in our regular brick and mortar classroom. If you have any questions about Seesaw, please don't hesitate to reach out and connect with your child's school. And your TA will also be able to help you connect if you are having difficulties with the device that you are using. If you are using something other than your child's Chromebook and you have an Apple or an iOS device, know that Seesaw has an app that is free for you to use, and it works across all platforms, so whatever your child is the most comfortable using. I hope you've enjoyed learning a little bit about Seesaw, and I look forward to seeing the work that your student completes.